The tools experts use to restore and improve films get more sophisticated every day. When Universal Pictures works on a movie like Phantom of the Opera, the film literally gets hooked to a computer, which records all the different exposures needed to properly print each separate scene. 50 years ago, it was all done by hand. And as Bob O'Neill of Universal points out, there's new technology that can take the scratches out of the Phantom, too.
If you look at the old version, you're going to see a lot of colored dirt, colored scratches going through. Those were all that were on the surface of the film. Nowadays, we do all our printing liquid gate. Technical term, basically what it means is that there's a fluid that's able to fill in those scratches and take the scratches away. And before, where it was raining green dirt, now it's clean and it looks beautiful.
This is that big pop that was there. You can hear it go over that now.
And next time you see the Phantom, computers will have gone over every tiny detail in the soundtrack, too.
Good night.
Fred Law uses an amazing computer program that can zero in on blemishes on the soundtrack, erase them, and fill in the hole by repeating a sliver of sound taken from a split second before.
You're very kind.
There's the spike representing the pop on the screen, and you can see the computer get rid of it.
You're very kind. Good night.
They've come out with new software now that makes things so much easier to do and give you so much more flexibility that you just don't know where things are going. You can almost do anything now.
That's the truth. And for the proof, travel across town to where they're working on new Laserdisc versions of the Charlie Chaplin films.
What seems to be some nitrate damage.
Chaplin's own archive copies of the films have been put on digital tape for restoration. Editor Brett Hampton can literally cover up film blemishes.
There's the first frame where it goes bad. So I'm going to put up a blue line this time, and I'm going to cover over just that part of the picture where the damage is, and then replace that with the previous frame.
And so, a little patch of picture from a split second before is electronically pasted over the blemish. Hampton has done this over 1,000 times on just this one movie.
If you look just above the spittoon down on the left, there is some kind of dirt or nitrate damage. So what we're going to do is we'll put up our blue dot and then cover it with a piece from the previous frame. And as you can see, oops, not quite perfect. I've got to do a little adjusting. There. It's tedious sometimes because you have to be a real nitpicker to get some of the things, but that's what makes it more enjoyable for people to watch.
Although Chaplin sometimes took a dim view of technology in his films, the man who supervised this restoration thinks the comedian would approve of what technology has done for him in these modern times. Film historian David Shepard.
It was clear that he wanted to represent these films to new audiences. He was always frustrated by lack of quality. He wanted beautiful prints. He wanted beautiful sound. The fact that we can achieve this would please him.
It's exacting work, movie restoration, and for all the technology, there are only a handful of film labs archivists trust to do the job right. This is one. YCM Labs in Burbank, California, near the Disney, Warner, and Universal Studios.
And sir.
YCM made its reputation a few years back, joining with UCLA to restore Becky Sharp, the first feature made in 3-strip Technicolor. Pete Comandini of YCM recalls the 1935 film was a shambles.
Most people had, through the years, given the picture up. Along the way, a lot of the reels got lost, misplaced, destroyed, whatever. So we attempted to piece that picture back together from what existed.
Not until I find a home, or a room, a garret, any pillow to lay my head upon.
Becky Sharp was very well received. Nobody had really seen the picture the way it was originally photographed. So when our restoration hit, it really shook a lot of people up.
Well, I've spoken to him, and he thinks you'd make a very fine console at some distant spot.
It was a monster. But then again, when you look back, it's one monster after another.
Comandini and YCM tackled The Toll of the Sea, a monster from 1921, the first film in primitive 2-strip Technicolor. The negative existed, but had shrunk from 35 millimeter to 34, 33 and a half. Somehow, they got it in shape and went on to do Follow Through.
It was the first all-talking, all-singing, all-golfing musical.
All golfing?
All golfing, yes.
Yes, Follow Through had golfing. It also had a lot of girls in their underwear. This, after all, was 1930, before the censors cracked down on such things. And it had some devilish dance sequences, too. For years, all that existed of this film was a very beat-up print. But when Follow Through's original negative was discovered in Universal's vaults, YCM went to work on it, clearing the cobwebs away.
The Academy is presenting a special award of commendation to Peter.
It's fitting, then, that the wizards of YCM were to get a special award from the Motion Picture Academy for their work in developing the new printing techniques that brought Follow Through and so many other films out of the shadows. But the YCM experts and all the others you've just seen would agree there's so much more to be done. They can provide the technical magic to restore America's vanishing films, but they need more help and more money from studios, from government, from movie fans. Will the rest of us follow through?